Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So now that it's a day after Ryan Garcia gets this big win over Devin Haney, more and more boxing analysts, trainers, and boxers, they're coming out and they're addressing the fact that Ryan Garcia, he never made weight. He never even intended to make weight for this fight against Devin Haney. He weighed in at 143.2 pounds. I made a video immediately after the weigh-in before the fight, and I told you guys, there's another fighter who did almost the exact same thing, and he admitted that he did it intentionally for an advantage. Matter of fact, he almost came in the exact same weight as Ryan Garcia, and that was Jose Luis Castillo in his rematch against Diego Corrales. In the first fight, Corrales, he would stop Castillo in the 10th round. In the rematch, Castillo would knock out Diego Corrales in the 4th round. To this day, the rematch is almost perceived as a no contest. No one even talks about it. It's almost forgotten about because of Castillo attempting to deliberately cheat by not even attempting to make the weight. Now, I told you guys that Ryan Garcia, he's going into this fight with a massive advantage. The same type of advantage that Castillo had going into the rematch with Corrales. But just like the rest of the boxing world, I still felt Devin Haney was going to win this fight. With that being said, a lot of people now are coming out once again, and they're addressing the fact that it wasn't a quote-unquote even playing field. This is what Tim Bradley said. And Teddy Atlas, he said something similar. Teddy said making weight for Haney drained him, and not making weight for Garcia helped him. And the craziness leading up hurt Haney because they looked past Ryan, thinking it would be easy. If they ever fight again, I don't think they will. You can be sure they will require Garcia to make weight and have rehydration clause. Let me start by saying I don't believe that they're going to have a rematch, at least not anytime soon in their prime. I think if they do have a rematch, it's going to be when they're both way past their prime or when one of them are way past their prime. Because Ryan, he already said that he's not giving Devin Haney a rematch. Oscar De La Hoya said the same thing. He said he's moving up to 147, and we got to figure out what Devin Haney is planning on doing next. Most likely he'll defend his title that he still has because Ryan didn't make weight, and he'll most likely end up fighting against his mandatory Sandor Martin next. And then we'll get a little bit of a gauge to see if Devin Haney psychologically is still the same Devin Haney. I mean, we've seen Ryan Garcia get knocked out by Gervonta Tank Davis, and Ryan Garcia is still the same fighter. We'll see if Devin will be the same fighter. So I quoted what Teddy Atlas had to say. Now I want to go ahead and play a clip of what Tim Bradley had to say. This is what he said to Sean Zattel.
I thought Haney was going to win this fight with flying colors, and that's with everything being equal. Understand that. That's what everything being equal. So like we make our predictions, we talk about this, we talk about that, we talk about each other's flaws, we talk about all their abilities, right? But that's before we actually get to the weigh-ins, because the weigh-ins is actually where you can see, all right, is my pick right or is my pick wrong? To continue what I'm going to initially say is that Ryan Garcia didn't make the weight, people. I don't care. Like, you have a contract to make a weight. And I don't think Ryan Garcia intended to make the weight at 140 pounds. Even after the fact, Ryan was like, well, that's why I always fight at 143. There was no way I was going to make the weight. He knew even going into the fight that he wasn't going to make the weight to begin with, which is one, not right. Two, you're contracted to make 140, and you go into the fight now with an advantage, So what he learned from Gervonta Davis was he took it into this fight against Devin Haney. And, some people say, well, Haney, he took the money, and Haney, of course, he had to, because he was damned if he didn't, if damned if he don't. It's a huge event, man. And now you pull away, now you're going to piss off a lot of folks. The zone, promoters, everybody going to start, oh, he's scared, he's that, he's this and that. It's going to pull away, now you're going to piss off a lot of folks. The zone, promoters, everybody going to start, oh, he's scared, he's that, he's this and that. It's only 3 pounds, it's only 3 pounds. If it's only 3 pounds, 3 and a 3.2, 3 point, whatever it is, if it's only that, why wasn't it attempted to be made? Why didn't Ryan Garcia attempt to make that weight? Because he said it in a tweet. I'm not going to drain myself. I want to be physically strong for the fight. Well, guess who drained themselves to make their weight? Devin the Dream Haney. Now, it's not Ryan's fault. However, Ryan didn't even attempt to make the weight. So Ryan went into this fight with an advantage. Remember, everything we say through the lead up, we don't know that he's not going to make the weight. We're assuming possibly, but we're not banking on any of that. We're banking on skill for skill. Period. Skill for skill. Their past performances, how each guys, what the mistakes are, yada yada yada. All right. Boom. So I just wanted to elaborate on that, man, and saying that Ryan Garcia had an advantage in this fight. It wasn't an even playing field here. Devin Haney act like a true professional all the way through. He was a true professional all the way through. He made his contracted weight. Understand that, people. Garcia didn't, and it helped him in this fight. He was walking. Look, Haney is not a big puncher, but he's a respectful puncher. But he was walking through his stuff like nothing. I mean, every shot that Ryan threw, it buckled Haney. Even if it was a grazing blow, it buckled him. But I tell you right now, it will be different. If 3 pounds is not much, why didn't Ryan attempt to make it? Okay, because it would have weakened his resolve. There's no doubt in my mind.
Now, that was the exact question I was asking people in my comment section. For the people that were defending Ryan, saying, oh, it was only 3 pounds, that's exactly what I said to him. Well, how come he didn't make it? If it was just 3 pounds, that means it was nothing. That should have been easy to take off if it was only 3 pounds. But here's another question. If the 3 pounds wasn't that big of a deal, how come Ryan Garcia didn't tell Devin Haney when they negotiated this fight, look, man, you know that since I've been fighting at 140, I have never made weight at 140, so let's agree to fight at 143 with no belt on the line. Ryan Garcia wasn't going to do that because the whole purpose of him coming in overweight is so Devin Haney would have to do all the extra work trying to make the weight while Ryan Garcia doesn't have to bother. Now, Tim Bradley, he also did talk about the mistakes that he felt that Devin Haney made in the fight and the things that he felt Ryan Garcia did well. But his point was, regardless of who looked better and who made more mistakes in the actual fight, it wasn't an even playing field because one fighter did not have to make weight. With that being said, I'm going to wrap this video up. That's all I got for now, guys. On to the next one. All right, now check this out, guys. If you're looking to repair eczema scars, burns and bruises, dark spots and blemishes, fever blisters, diabetic ulcers, this right here is the perfect product for you guys. It's called LO Decay Face and Body Oil. Athletes and top-ranking boxers, they're also using it after training to reduce swelling, inflammation, and to ease the pain. So get yours today. Go to lodecay.com, like them on Facebook, and follow them on Instagram. Let me tell you guys about Issa Israel Law Firm. It is a full-service legal practice based in Denver, Colorado, an emerging hub for combat sports and high-altitude training. If you're a fighter inside or outside of the ring and you need a law firm you can trust to fight for you, visit thefighterfirm.com or email help@iilawfirm.com. Legal representation is usually limited to plaintiffs or defendants in Colorado, but iFirm can help anyone in the world with trademarking their business name, logos, and U.S. immigration issues. This brother has been my attorney for a while and helped guide me through all kinds of business and civil issues, so make sure you guys go to thefighterfirm.com.